G'day folks, it's Rob here. Time for a bit of an aquaponics update. In fact, the last aquaponics update from this residence. As you can probably make out down there, we have no fish anymore. The fish have been picked up and are off at their new home. They've gone out to the Naughty Goat Farm, Hamish and Nicole's place. Hamish has built an awesome system out there, and we collected the jade perch from this tank and also the catfish from the sump tank, and they're now living in the larger system out at their farm. It's a decent system as well. He's done some pretty unique things with the sump setup and the filtration, and we'll be doing a bit of a tour of that down the track. These fish were transported out to H's place the same way as they arrived here. Small drums with clip-on lids that had an air stone in each of them. We actually did them in a couple of trips, one in the morning and one later on in the afternoon, just so the little drums weren't overcrowded, and H popped them straight into the system once they were sure that the pH was fine and water temperature and all that sort of thing. So as there's no fish, we are back to running this as a organic hydroponics, I suppose you'd call it. There is a load of nutrients still in there from the fish just trapped in the media in the beds and also suspended in the water itself. So I'm not going to worry about really feeding this up, mainly because I will be pulling this down very soon, because we've actually moved on to the farm at Childers a couple of weeks ago. By the way, if you want to check out that channel, we do have a separate channel just looking at the farm stuff. There'll be a little link pop up there and one down in the description. There will be some farm content make it to this channel, but only as it pertains to the aquaponics, and the hydroponics and the other food growing bits and pieces. Most of the rest of the just basic farm content will be over there. So yeah, sub if you're interested in that sort of thing. Now what I need to do is clean these beds out and get the system ready for sale. I have decided that I will be selling most of this system. The only thing that I won't be passing on is this grow bed here and the stands, because they're going to form part of a system that I will be building on the farm. And around the back here, the stand that this bed here is sitting on will be coming up with us as well, but this bed will be going along with the system. The plants are ours. We will be keeping the plants. Hopefully these guys will transplant okay, mainly because they are in root pouches, so I can basically just lift up the root pouches and move them onto the property and set them up. We've got a black turmeric here, and we have a load of ball capsicums in one pouch there. And over the back we have a very shaded and sad looking lemongrass. I think it would enjoy a little bit more sunlight. And just a feral tomato that just popped up in here. That looks like it's one of those Tiny Tim tomatoes, those really small fruit. Now there are a few other bits and pieces in here we might take up, like there is a thyme plant under here. But yeah, all the green onions will stay for Kira. But these are Chinese red amaranth. I think I will just be turning them into mulch on this property here. I have a load of the seed for that. The other black turmeric in here, which looks a little bit healthier than the one down the back, to tell you the truth. It's got a more definite black stripe down the center. They will be coming, as will the other lemongrass, and the same as the lemongrass and the other black turmeric over the back there. I do have a list from the previous sale of people who were interested in buying a system, so I'll probably hit them up first. And yeah, if none of those guys are interested, I'll look at offering it again here on YouTube. So the system will include the fish tank, the radial flow settler and that little drain pipe, the moving bed bioreactor, as well as the media that's in it. We've just got the PeO3 coldness style biomedia. There's enough in there, I think, for about 40 or 50 fish, just to process it by itself, so you don't actually need the media in here. The sump tank will be included. The pump, I'm a bit iffy about the pump, because, you know, I really think it's a good idea to buy your own pump, mainly because when you get a second-hand pump, you just don't know. And I mean, even though you guys see me on YouTube, you don't know how I treat my pumps. I might be a bit rough, so I'm not too sure whether I'll include the pump in it. I will include all the plumbing that comes with it, the hoses and whatnot. We'll just have to wait and see about that. The bell siphons, there'll be this bell siphon, and I will toss in another bell siphon for another bed. I have another IBC bed that I'm going to toss in, as well as the cage and the trough over the back there that I showed you before. So that'll give whoever buys this roughly around about 4 square meters of growing space, which I think is a decent amount for 40 fish at about 500 grams or 1 pound in weight. Yeah, as I said, this bed here, it's a little bit more sturdy, and actually thinking about putting some sand in there down the track. We'll just wait and see what happens with that on the farm. Now the other little aquaponic system, the one up on the deck, that's the one that had the wicking bed attached to it, a flow-through wicking bed. That one there has actually already been pulled down. The little wicking bed component is being left as a wicking bed for Kira. I've actually tore that down yesterday, emptied all the clay out. It's drying in a bathtub down the back here, and that will be going up to the farm this trip later on today. That little system may not be set up as an aquaponic system actually. I will not as such. I'm thinking about turning it into a frog pond because we have a load of green tree frogs that hang around the house on the farm, and I thought what I'd do is create a body of water that is off the ground so the cane toads can't hop into it, just so the frogs can either spawn in there or just get, wet their skin, because they do like to stay rather moist. They don't like the heat, and especially coming into a drought. It'll just give them somewhere, a little bit of a reprieve out of the heat, maybe some pipes for them to sit in and that sort of thing. I bought that as a hydroponic system. It's been used as an aquaponic system, and now it's going to turn into a bit of a frog pond swampy thing. And I will be posting a video on this channel on whatever happens to that little unit, as well as whatever happens to this system here. So I just thought I'd let you folks know that we are still hanging around. We are going to be posting videos to this channel just through this transition of moving to the farm. It will be a while before there might be a few more gardening bits and pieces come up. There may be a video featuring a certain bald Australian hydroponicist coming to the channel soon. I'm setting up a hydroponic system first on the farm, so I'll bring that to the channel and give you guys a few ideas. I mean, essentially, seeing as we're using hydroponic grow methods for our aquaponics, I definitely think hydroponics is very relevant content for this channel. All you have to do is swap out the nutrients for a couple of fish, and you're on your way to grow aquaponically. Just quickly before I go, huge thanks to you folks who have stuck around to the channel, even though there hasn't been a lot of content recently. Always love saying g'day to you down in the comments, and if you could thumb it up and share the videos around, I'd really appreciate it. And also too, there is the aquaponics or backyard aquaponics beginners guide. It's an online guide, $19.95 US. If you use the code MOVINBUSH, you will get $5 off for about another week or so. And don't forget also to check out our farm channel. A little button will pop up at the end if you want to see what we're posting over there. But I will pretty much will leave it there. I do hope you folks are well and happy. Hope you have a fantastic 2024, and I will catch you next video. Cheers folks, and happy growing.